Hello and welcome to not September. I know this is your September video. I'm actually recording it early in October. Sorry about that. The beginning of school was a rough month, and I'm sure some of you understand that because I think it's been kind of rough for almost every program. But here we are with our September video. And what I wanted to do as we began this school year was to look at just a few of the educational tools and platforms that have just exploded in popularity. I want to make sure that you are aware of them. Now, a lot of this happened as a result of the quarantine around COVID, with all the instruction online and the hybrid teaching and the long distance teaching and all of that stuff. Teachers had to take the tools that they knew and really elevate their skill set. They also had to learn, or had the opportunity to learn, a lot of new tools, and a lot of new tools got created around that time. And some of these we've all used a lot, like Kahoot. That was around before quarantine. Everybody used it. We're familiar with Kahoot. Everybody got really good at boom cards. People got familiar with Bamboozle and Bluekit and Quizlet and all of these little online tools. And all of those are great. And I'm not going to show you all of those, so don't worry. But I did pick three that I really wanted to give you a little bit of a demonstration because these are three that I have found so much use for, not just in terms of working with students, but also in terms of doing professional development with other adults. So whether you are a teacher here at River Street and working with students, or you are someone who needs to do professional development with other adults, maybe you're in the outreach program and you can pass along some ideas to teachers that you consult with, or maybe you need to do professional development with others. Whatever the case may be, I picked three tools that I think these are three that I really want you to know about. So there are going to be three parts to this video, each one reviewing a different tool. I will warn you the first one is a bit long, probably 20 minutes. So I'm not expecting you to sit and watch all of this all the way through. The other two are going to be 6 or 8 minutes each. They're shorter, not because the platforms are simpler, but just because they do one thing, they do it really well, but it's one thing. The first one I'm going to show you, it kind of does one thing, but it does it in so many ways. And I use it almost every day, and maybe I got a little carried away because I love it. But I hope you will take these three tools at some point, take a look at them, see if they could be used for anything that you do, and I certainly hope so. Welcome to Canva. Here we are in my Canva account. This is my home screen. This is what you would see when you log into your new Canva account. And let's start right off by talking about that Canva account because you've got some options. They sell amazing plans that give all kinds of features and access to premium media and all these cool things that you would want to do, but that's expensive. So they offer a free plan. But don't get the free plan either, because the free plan only gives you access to some of the features of Canva, only access to some of the media of Canva, and you want it all. So sign up for an education account. Use your work email when you sign up for your account, and that will give you access to all of the premium features without paying for the premium features. Canva has made a commitment to education by offering this to all educators. It's not just teachers, but anyone that works in education. So your email will get you in, and you will be set to do all the things that I'm going to show you today. So when you log in, not only will you see that you would have access to all of the features, but you will also see that they have created a classroom for you. Now, you may not ever use this classroom. You may not teach a class that involves media, and that's fine. But if you did, I will just click and show you. What it does is give you the opportunity to put material here that you would share with your class, whether you are creating folders of materials, whether you are teaching people how to do design elements within Canva, whatever that might be. People would join your class, whether it's students or other educators who are learning. you would share your materials back and forth. So that's a nice thing that they offer to us. It's not a feature that I've used yet, although it would be a lot of fun to do some media class with some folks if anyone ever wanted to. I think that would be great fun helping to design some of these things. But for today, we're going to stick with just the basic elements of the design. So I'm coming back to my home feature. And what are the things that you can do with this? Well, you can see where it says you might want to try. You could create a video. You can make a banner for your YouTube channel. You can make a YouTube thumbnail for a YouTube video. They have entire slideshows, presentations set up that you can just take their media content and all their cool backgrounds and build your slide deck. You can do all your social media posts. There are just so many things that you can do. What have I done with it? I have used it to create headers for my YouTube videos, like the one that you're watching right now will eventually have a thumbnail that's created in Canva. I have used it to make headers for my Google Classroom. I've used it to make headers, little nice graphics for the top of Google Forms that I send out. I've used it to create headers that I've used in emails. I've used it to create videos. There are so many things that you can use it for. Now, if you are in our building here at River Street, you know that we have a new digital sign in the lobby. So it is always producing, showing content. I have to produce and create the content that goes there. And so I use Canva on an almost daily basis to create announcements and backgrounds and designs that are used in sharing that material. Other teachers are doing the same. They are using it to create their classroom newsletter. They are doing it to create interesting handouts that they share with the classroom. They are creating materials that they want to project up onto their smart board. They are doing all kinds of things with it, and it is one of the most popular educator sites out there right now. There are numerous Facebook groups devoted to Canva designs for the classroom, Canva designs for educators, that show you tips and tricks of how to do it. People who have already created things are sharing things with you. You can follow other creators so that you just have access to all the things they create. There's a lot happening here. If I scroll down, you can see some of the recent things that I've created. Most of these are things that I have created for that digital signage. So everything from announcements to sort of big, bold graphic kinds of things. So you can see that I've been doing that for a while there, and there's a lot of that going on. And it just keeps going. So I don't need to scroll through all of those. Let's go to what I would do with this. Let's look at some templates and see how easy it is to work with a template. So let's just click on the templates logo over here on the left-hand side, and it'll take us into the sort of the general template area. Here are things from creators that I follow. There's a Google Classroom header for October. You can see other people who are creating things. I'm going to come here. I'm going to grab this template. There would be more that you could look at. You could look at by subject, things that you might like based on other things you've created. This list is going to go on for quite a while. I just want to show you how easy it is to work with one of these. I'm going to grab Miss Benson's welcome to class here. And that is, it's going to open it up and say, this is what it is, a yellow and green sunflower Google Classroom header. It is 1920 by 480 pixels. Okay, I'm going to customize that. I'm going to want that to be up on my digital screen in the lobby, and my digital screen is not that long and skinny. So I can simply come up to resize and say, I want mine to be 1920 by 1080 because that is the size of my screen, and resize it for me. It'll keep all the graphics there. It's just going to adjust the font size. And now that's how it would look on the screen. I'm going to say that's not exactly how I want it to look. I want some corners. I'm going to duplicate this one and drag it up here so I get a little bit of a flower coming in the corner. I want these to be pushed a little higher because I'm going to change that text and then add a third row of text. So I could say, welcome to summer, and I'm going to change this to say, I don't know, doesn't matter right now, blah, blah, blah. And if I want to add another row of text, I just come over here on the left and you can see I have choices of elements, uploads, text, photos, etc. Click text. Let's work with this size. And I'm going to put more blah, blah, blah in there. And I want to pull that into position. And we're set. Now I can throw that up on my screen. It's just that easy to edit. When you are looking at your fonts, it comes with so many fonts. You will never work your way through all of them. I've been scrolling this long and we're only up to the D's. You can have effects for your fonts. Do you need shadows? Do you need blurring? Do you need transparency? A lot you can do with that. I can click and change the background color. Maybe I want it to be more of a green color. I can do whatever I want because even though someone else created this image, it's there for me to use. And all of their templates would be like that. When you're all set, you just come to the share button, and my version of sharing is I'm going to download it. And so I would just download it to my computer, and now it is ready to be used in a PowerPoint slide. It's ready to be used on the digital media. It's ready, if it was the right size, it would be ready for a Google Classroom header or a Google Forms header or any other kind of item that I needed. So it's just that easy to use the things that are already there. Let's come back to home. The thing that I use the most, just so you can see, is a YouTube thumbnail. Not because I'm doing a lot of YouTube thumbnails, which I do a fair amount, but this is a good size for me to work with when I'm working on the digital media piece. So I can start with a blank one, or I can scroll down and find one that I think would be great on the screen. So let's pick one of those. If I find one that I like, I don't know, I'm being too picky and it's just a demonstration. Why am I being so picky? It could be anything. So let's go to this one. And when this opens, it's got a picture of a guy there, and that's not the guy that I want there. So let's say I'm going to go to my uploads. These are all the files that I've uploaded over time. And I'm going to scroll down till I find an upload of me, which will be down there somewhere. Let's take this one. And it just pops right in there. Now I'm going to drop it over this frame, and you'll see how it snaps in and takes the place of that guy. So now that video is there. I want to move it a little bit if I can, just so I get more of the head in there. There we go. But it's nicely framed for me. Now, I want to change this background color. So let's see if I can select the background without clicking on any other item. It doesn't matter. Let's just click off of everything. Is it going to let me select the whole thing? There's so many graphic elements in there, it's hard to get to them. All right, well, I need to get to our branding. So you can see, once I've got things over here, if I open up the colors, these are the document colors that exist. It was created with these blues and blacks and the whites, dots and lines and so forth. This color palette of the River Street River Otters, this is our brand. Our colors are this color of dark green and white. It also looks through any photo element that's there and grabs all of those colors so that I can try to match the frame on that door if that was a key piece, or the color of my sweater. And then there's the default palette down here. What I want is I want to work with River Street's colors. So let's find all the blues and see if I can turn all the blues into whites. And it is hard to get to some of these, so I'm just going to push that out of the way. See if I can, okay, that blue's not going to change. It is locked to the background. Well, that's a disappointment. All right, so then that would mean I would just throw this one away. Don't want it. So I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to go back to my home and search again. But what I want you to get from this is that you can be pretty easily, in and out and jump in, find something that you like, something that you don't like. Let's see, let's try this one right here and see what we got. Let's see if I can change the background on this one. Yep, I can make the background on this one our color. I would make, I would get rid of some of these things that are odd. I like that. I don't want that graphic element. I would take that picture out and throw my picture in. So I'll go to the uploads. Let's see. Let's go down and find me again. This time I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to get rid of him. I'm going to pop me in there. I really want that to be flipped. Can I do that? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to flip it around so that it looks like I'm facing in. All I got to do is write my headline, and there's my item. So it's easy, easy, easy to work with this. Once you've done one and you've shared it, you've kind of saved it, it will be a part of all the ones that you've created. So you can always go back to your home and go down to all the other things that you've created. And if there's one that you like, you can just pop it open and keep working on that again. You can see that I've used this one before to make a YouTube header. So I pulled that one up at another time and did a header. Use that same one for power search. Then I used a different one here. And I don't have to start with that. I can always start with the blank one. I can always create a custom size at any size that I want, and it will remember the sizes that I've used. So, a few features to look at. Yes, as you're working with design elements, and let's just go with a basic one here. With the design element, you have access to all the templates. You can search through the templates and change them up. You have access to all of their elements. And their elements are there's so many things. They will come in families. They will come in groups. There are just so many. And let's say, we're in the fall season here. Let's say I just want to look for fall items. You can see I can quickly find videos to add to it, GIFs to add to it. I can find all kinds of pictures, just quick little things to throw in there. And all I have to do is click it and it's there. I can change the size of it. I can flip it around. I can park it where I want. There's some leaves that can be a border. I want that pumpkin to come to the front. So let's push these leaves backwards so that they are behind the pumpkin. There we go. Easy, easy, easy to work with this stuff. There we go. Well, looks good. I've got to start on something for the fall right there. Easy to work with these elements. You can upload anything from your computer. You can also do a recording of yourself right here in the moment to embed into your item. You have all of your text items, different text groupings and suggestions. There are photos that you can bring in if you want a photo rather than sort of a drawn graphic element. You can use the styles to help you create color patterns. So you can work your way through color patterns if you want to use that kind of guideline, which I tend to avoid those because it does weird things. You've got all your emojis that you can add. We have our logo there. There's more. Audios, videos, backgrounds, bulk creating. Once you throw a photo in there, let's go back to my uploads and let's grab a photo. Here's a really old photo of Greg Smith, for those of you who know Greg. I can take Greg and I can do a lot of things to that photo. I can crop it, I can flip it, I can edit it by removing the background so that it doesn't look like he's standing against a wall. And now I just have him positioned there in the leaves. And I'm going to apply that. I can adjust the brightness. I can throw in all kinds of auto enhancements and focuses. Do I want drop shadows? Do I want it to have some sort of, really creative look to it? Yeah, let's use that one. Let's give it an edgy feel. I want to do the split. There we go. So you can get really creative really quickly with all the things that you're doing. Presentations, last thing to show you, they do have a lot of presentations. So I'm just going to click on the presentations button and let's just pick any presentation. And what it will do is it will open you up on the first slide, but it will show you all the kind of slides that are matching this. So you've got 18 pages of slides. So I can choose what's my second slide going to be. And I can make it any one of these. Add as a new page. So I can just keep adding more things, and it will eventually, I've got a slideshow. I can show that slideshow here inside of Canva, or I can download it and turn it into a PowerPoint or a Google Slides presentation. All right, finally, if you decide you want to do this and you want some help along the way, I am always here. You can also come up to this Learn menu, and I would say go right to the Design School. That's where there will be a lot of tutorials. Sometimes they are one video, sometimes it will be a whole course. Like this Getting Started with Canva is a bunch of short videos, whether you're looking for how to share it, how to edit it, how to do it on your phone, whatever you want to do. So Canva for educators, this is a great program for you to use. This is Edpuzzle, and this is just a free account that I have here in Edpuzzle, so nothing special about this. I've only got a few things in there right now because the limitation of the free account is you can't have a lot of videos in here at one time, so I keep it pretty sparse. Really, Edpuzzle can be used with students, which is how most teachers use it. They create classes, and within those classes, they have video lessons, and they can set due dates, and they can see how many kids have turned it in, and they can even see what percentage of the video they've watched and what their grade is for the questions embedded in the videos. So it's a self-grading, self-monitoring, self-reporting website that is great for video lessons. Now, I have used it in some of the classrooms that I've done with professional development, and it is great for videos that you need to share with staff. You can even use this when you need to share a video during a live professional development activity, if you want to share a bit of a video. The real key here is how those videos get made. Now, I can record one right here within Edpuzzle, but I tend to record them using other tools on my computer, and then I use the add content to just upload the video. I can also discover video content because there are a ton of videos already in Edpuzzle that teachers have shared. So there's a lot of stuff there. I tend to make my own and then work with them from there. So I just want to show you this is what Edpuzzle is about. I'm going to open up this video about sorting within Google Sheets, and I'm going to turn the volume way down here so the talking in the video hopefully doesn't distract us. And you can see that I'm explaining this video. I'll turn it up a moment. Last name. Now I need to do two sorts at the same time. So you can see there's some instruction going on, and you can see there's a little dot here in the timeline. When it gets to that spot, it's going to stop and ask a question. And then it lets you have to choose which one are you going to answer. Are you going to answer both? You can rewatch it if you're not sure about the answer, or I did give them the option to skip here, but you can take that skip option away, and they submit the answer. And if they're wrong, it will tell them they're wrong and tell them the best way to do this. Now, if I want to back up and hit that spot again, it will come up and say, oh, you've already done it. I'd have to rewatch to come back to that part, and it would still show me what my answer was before. It's not going to let me re-answer because it's grading as it goes. Okay, but let's see if I can start over. Let's pick a different one over here, one that's not mine, and we will get it started. And you can see this one is not even here. It's hosted on YouTube, but you can still do the same controls. There's a lot of multiple choice questions built into this. When it gets to this first one and it stops, if I get the answer correct and continue, it will say, good, you're 100 out of 100 for that. And then you can continue with the video, and it will let me keep going. This one will just let me jump ahead. I can jump ahead to any part of this video. I can skip it. Doesn't matter. So that's one way to do it. In the video that I had, once it starts playing, there is a fast forwarding, and I can skip. However, let's go to a different one over here. Let's try this one. I want to find one where I've got a setting that doesn't allow me. See, this one won't let the students fast forward. You need to see it all. It's important material. I'm not going to let you fast forward. So you're going to have to work your way through all of this video so that I know when it records the time, what percentage of this video did you truly watch? And did you get the questions right when it answered? So that's what this is really all about. You are looking to see, did they watch the video and how much did they get correct? So you will always have that information if you want. So see, you can turn on prevent skipping right here. Now, you can do it live. You can do it as a part of a professional development activity, which I have done. It's great to have those questions pop up and let the audience provide the answers. It's a great way to sort of check their understanding as you go along, just to make sure that everyone's keeping up with the materials. So this is a pretty straightforward site. I'm not going to get into all of the searching for other content and building your classes. It's really just about put a video there and build it so that you can add the questions. And if you're wondering how to add those questions, you can just edit the video and it just lets you start adding questions. You can fast forward through the video, and as you fast forward, then you get more opportunities to add questions wherever you would like. All right, if you have questions about that, let me know. But this is a pretty straightforward site, and really what I just want you to see is the ability to build in those questions so that your audience gets those prompts and you can monitor their understanding. So that's Edpuzzle. This is Flip. You may know it by its previous name, Flipgrid. That's what it was called when it was introduced, 4 years ago or so, and it just exploded into popularity. As it became extremely popular, Microsoft bought it. They changed the name to Flip. They've added a few additional features, and it continues to be an absolute favorite among educators. And it gets used for all kinds of purposes. The reason that I was drawn to it is because it really gives students an opportunity to express themselves when it's a student who is not good with written expression. If they struggle with handwriting, if they struggle with keyboarding, but they can talk, they can say what they're thinking about, they can share things with you, this is the place for that, because Flipgrid is all about videos. And I'm sorry if I call it Flipgrid sometimes. That's the name I've always known it by for so long. But it is all about videos. And teachers use it as classroom activities. Teachers will post a video and each student will create their own little video as a response to it. The apps can be downloaded onto iPads and tablets, and you can access it through the website on the Chromebooks or through a computer. So you can get to it in so many ways, and it's so easy for students to do it. So I want to just quickly show you how I would set up a group, record the video, and what that would look like to a student, just so you can see how it works. Now, keep in mind, the student doesn't have to be a kid. When I'm doing instruction, I'm instructing other adults on technology. In this particular moment, you are the student. And as you can see here in my Flip, the one group I've got right now that I haven't archived is a class that I took earlier in the year on web development using sites in Google. And part of our activity was each week after we got our lesson, we could come and talk about things. We could share screenshots if we were having a problem, ask other classmates, help us out with this. So you can see as the class went on and people's skills improved, there were fewer and fewer people needing to make recordings and talk about things. But overall, you can see we recorded 82 videos and did 17 hours of discussion about website building during the course of this class. So yes, it can be used for professional development. It's not just about um, I lost my train of thought for a moment because the video did a weird thing. It is not just about teachers and students. So let's come back to my groups page, and I'm going to create a new group. And so I can just create a group, and you can see there are options doesn't really matter so much with the options here. You're going to get pretty much the same choices no matter what. I will choose a classroom and I will say it's all ages because you guys are all ages. And I will click the create button. I'm going to name my group Power Users. You can see I can edit the picture if I want. I can upload my own, or there's just things there. I'm happy with that at the moment because I want to move quickly and not bog you down in things. I don't have to invite members at the moment. I'll have choices to do that later. I can say only people that I approve can join, or anyone that I share the link with can join. And I'll leave it at anyone with the link. I can send email to them. I can connect this directly to my classroom. I'm just going to create my group. And again, it will say, here's the link. I can copy it and I can email it to people. I can post it on social media if I wanted, post it in my Google Classroom, embed it in my classroom website, however I wanted to do it. But I'm not going to do that right now. You can just see that once I create my Power Users group, 0 responses. I'm the leader. I could add a co-leader to the group, and it automatically creates one topic for us to discuss, and it always calls it general. And so I can edit that topic. I can say, getting to know your classmates. I could type more if I wanted. I can play with the settings. And the settings is I'm going to limit us to only a minute long in video. We've got to be precise here. So I'm going to save those changes. Not going to be any passwords. Now, help my group get started. I need to record something, because if I don't record anything, you guys aren't going to know what to do with this group, right? So let's get started, and I want to show you how easy this is to do. It's going to pop up and let me record a video. You will see I can add text to my videos, I can draw on my videos, I can do all kinds of things to my videos, I can change the backgrounds, I can use filters, all the things you would want for a fun video that would entice your students. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to do a straightforward video. I click record, it counts me down. Hi, welcome to the Power Users group. I am looking forward to talking to you about all the things that we've been discussing this year. I hope you'll give me some feedback. And boom, now I stop recording. And I can see I still had 47 seconds left. It looks like it's dragging when you're watching this video, and that's because while I'm recording that video, I'm also recording the video that you're watching now. So I've got 2 recorders going on the computer at once. That's creating the drag. Don't worry about it. I could do this over if I needed to. I could do a retake, or I can just move on to next. It'll give me a chance to It'll give me a chance to edit it if I want. If I had weird stuff that I wanted to take out, I could split it into different tracks. I can add a music background, all kinds of things I can do. Let's just move along. I can caption it if I want. I can put a link there if I want. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want that cover shot. It selects a frame from the video. That's kind of a grim frame. I could select my own frame. I could find a frame that was, a little more high, but I don't want to do that. I actually want to take my own picture here. So I'm going to take a selfie. And so now I can pose. Hi. Confirm that. That's going to be the cover shot that you see on my video, and I'm going to post it to the topic. And I can share that particular video link if I wanted to, or I can just go back to the topic and now it's there. So what does this look like to a member of my class? I'm going to click on Member View, and if you or any other classmate came to our group, you would see this. There's one response. And you can click on that. You can view it. Hi. And after you view it, you can make either a typing or recorded response to my video. That's the cool part. Kids or other professionals working with you can just click and talk back to you. I can also come back and they can start a new topic up here. They can make a different video. We can add additional topics in here. Getting to know your classmates. For the next one, we could say talking about power tips. We could just have ongoing discussions. I can tell you when I did it as a student in a professional development class, it was awesome. It was great to get to actually talk to people around the world actually who were taking that class. Some of them I still communicate with. It was great to be able to help other people see what they were struggling with, and to get help from them when I was struggling. So this is what Flip is. Just the opportunity to use talking, video. Kids love it. Adults who generally hate to be on camera have kind of gotten used to it with all the Zoom over the last few years. So that's what Flip is about. I would encourage you to use it. I have been thinking about maybe for my next course online or the next Power Users activity or whatever, I might try using it with our staff to see how they would respond to that. It'll be an interesting thing to see. But this is Flip. I hope you will at least give it a try. There you have it. 3 programs. Canva to do your graphic work, your video work, your slide deck work. So much you can do with Canva. I got carried away, sorry. Then you got Edpuzzle, which is a great tool to use if you need to share videos and want to have some review opportunities built in, or a way just to kind of check and see how other people are understanding what it is you're trying to instruct. And thirdly, you've got Flip, a chance to use video and video tools with your students or with other adults that you are doing training with, just to give a different way to interact and to be a little bit more engaging with folks. Hopefully, you will find a way to use multiple tools, but at least one of those, I think, yeah, you gotta. They're awesome. So enjoy those. I promise I will get back to you again during this month of October, and we will get our October video done as well. Until then, enjoy the fall, stay warm on those chilly nights, drink lots of pumpkin spice lattes and all that stuff, make someone else rake your leaves, and have a good one.